The Zephyrian guards exchanged nervous glances as they sealed the titanium door behind Marcus Chen. The chamber beyond was known throughout the galaxy as the Maw, a death sentence disguised as imprisonment. No prisoner had ever emerged alive from its shadows. The human will last perhaps 10 minutes. Guard Captain Vextar clicked his mandibles with satisfaction. The Ravenclaw pack hasn't fed in 3 cycles. They'll strip the flesh from his bones before he can even scream. Through the observation window, they watched Marcus survey his surroundings. The chamber stretched nearly 100 meters in each direction, its floor littered with the bones of previous occupants. Ancient scorch marks and claw gouges scarred the walls, testament to countless failed escape attempts. In the darkness beyond the dim overhead lighting, 6 pairs of glowing amber eyes tracked the human's every movement. The Ravenclaws were apex predators from Kepler 442b, each standing 3 meters tall with obsidian claws that could slice through starship hull plating. Their pack intelligence had made them perfect executioners, too dangerous to keep as pets, too valuable to simply destroy. The Zephyrian Empire had found the ideal use for them in the Maw. Marcus Chen, however, seemed remarkably calm for a man facing certain death. The former xenobiologist turned resistance fighter sat cross-legged in the center of the chamber and closed his eyes, as if meditating. The watching guards chittered in amusement. "Look how still he sits," one whispered. "Perhaps humans freeze with terror before death." But Marcus wasn't frozen. He was listening. The Ravenclaws moved with predatory grace, their massive forms barely disturbing the bone fragments as they circled their prey. Their pack leader, a scarred female with one blind eye, approached from the front while her packmates spread out in classic hunting formation. They had done this dance thousands of times before. What they hadn't encountered before was a human who understood their language. Marcus had spent 3 years on Kepler 442b before the war, studying the indigenous species for potential terraforming projects. He'd learned that Ravenclaws weren't mindless killing machines. They were intelligent, social creatures with complex hierarchies and emotional bonds. More importantly, they communicated through subsonic frequencies that human ears could barely detect, but which the neural implant behind his left ear could translate. The pack leader's rumble was barely audible. Fresh meat, small, weak, quick kill. Marcus opened his eyes and responded in the same subsonic frequency, his voice modulator translating his words into their tonal language. "I am not meat. I am a speaker of truths, friend to the star hunters of the homeworld." The effect was immediate and dramatic. All 6 Ravenclaws froze mid-step, their heads tilting in confusion. The pack leader's one good eye fixed on Marcus with sudden intensity. "Impossible," she growled. "The softskins do not speak. They only scream and die." "I have walked among your people," Marcus replied, slowly rising to his feet. "I have seen the great migrations across the crystal plains. I have witnessed the hatching ceremonies in the spiral caverns. I know of the pact of claws that binds your pack." The guards in the observation room pressed closer to the window, confused by the sudden stillness in the chamber. What was the human doing? Why weren't the beasts attacking? Marcus continued speaking, each word carefully chosen. "You are not beasts. You are prisoners like me. How long since you have seen the twin moons of your home? How long since you have hunted the lightning elk in the storm season?" The pack leader's remaining eye narrowed. "You speak truth words, Softskin. But truth words do not fill empty bellies or open steel doors." "No," Marcus agreed, "but together we might find another way." For the next hour, Marcus spoke with the Ravenclaws about their homeworld, about the lives they'd been torn from, about the cubs some of them had left behind. He learned their names, something no Zephyrian had ever bothered to discover. The pack leader was called Stormover Mountain. Her lieutenant was Claw Through Stars. Each had a story, a history, a reason to live beyond their captor's entertainment. But Marcus also shared something more valuable than sympathy. He shared knowledge. His neural implant contained detailed schematics of Zephyrian detention facilities, downloaded during his brief capture aboard their command ship. The guards' rotation schedules, the backup power systems, the emergency protocols. All of it was there, waiting to be used. "The small mouths watch us through the far wall," Stormover Mountain observed, glancing at the observation window. 3 guards rotating every 6 hours. Their weapons require line-of-sight targeting. The door mechanisms have manual overrides. "You would trust us with this knowledge?" Marcus met her gaze steadily. "I trust you to want freedom more than revenge." What happened next defied every prediction the Zephyrians had made about human behavior. Instead of a quick execution, they witnessed something unprecedented. Genuine cooperation between species that had never shared so much as a word before that day. The escape itself was elegant in its simplicity. The Ravenclaw's natural stealth abilities, combined with Marcus's technical knowledge and the element of surprise, proved devastating. The detention facility's automated systems weren't designed to handle a coordinated assault from within. Emergency bulkheads meant to contain the beasts instead trapped the guards in isolated sections. When the main doors finally opened 3 hours later, the rescue team expected to find Marcus Chen's remains scattered across the Maw's floor. Instead, they found an empty chamber and 6 massive holes torn through the facility's outer hull. Security footage from the docking bay showed the impossible. A human figure walking calmly toward a stolen transport, flanked by 6 towering predators who moved like an honor guard. As they boarded the ship, Marcus turned back toward the cameras and smiled. The footage became legendary throughout the galaxy, not because it showed human ingenuity or courage, though it demonstrated both, but because it revealed something the Zephyrian Empire had never considered. Humans didn't just fight their enemies or flee from danger. Sometimes they made friends with monsters. The transport disappeared into the cosmic void, heading toward the outer rim territories where Kepler 442b hung like a jewel among the stars. Storm Over Mountain and her pack were going home, and they weren't going alone. The human rebellion had just gained 6 very dangerous allies, and in the depths of space, Marcus Chen was already planning their next impossible victory.